Hi, welcome to Family Sense. Family Sense is dedicated to equipping every man, every woman, every husband, every wife with practical wisdom on family and marriage, especially in these toughest times. This is a production of No Regrets Communication, a division of Hope Education Network. Should you have any questions or need any information, please feel free to contact us on 0772 518 554. You can also contact us on 0754 734 738. You can also email us on noregrets@counselor.com. Right now, join in for insights from today's session. God bless you.
It's not about how you feel, and it's not about what you like. It's about what the work needs. There we remove names. We even remove faces. We remove feelings. We first say, what does the work need? In dealing with this matter of identifying people to deploy. We are dealing with identifying people to do what? Deploy. Step 1, get to understand. Emphasis is the skills. And skill is a combination of what? Character and what? Competence. If you try a Google dictionary, you leave yourself confused. You'll wonder, what are they doing? What are they saying? I've given you very basic. Okay? Selection process. If you are going to select people now, you now know that you need character and competence. If you are going to do what? Select people. It should be well guided. How together? It should be well what? Guided. And how is it guided? Define the what? The skills needed for that particular work you want to assign. And the first person you might want to assign it is yourself. What skills are needed for that work? The moment you identify the skills needed for that work and you are not fit, please don't assign it to yourself just because you own the business. Sometimes we assign ourselves things we are not suitable for. Yes? We place ourselves where we are not fit and we are not suitable. So possessing the right character is very important for a job. Can you look at 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2? I'll begin with verse 1 says, "You then, my son, be strong in grace that is in Christ Jesus." And verse 2 says, "And the things you have heard me say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable men who will also be qualified to teach others." Take note of this. These valuable things, this job you want to give to someone, give to that person first because he is reliable. Reliable is a character issue, which will make such a person what? Qualified to support others, qualified to teach others. So qualifications are not papers. Qualifications is possessing the quality of doing a task. That's what it is. If one does not have the right character and the right competence to do something, He is credentialed. He has the credentials, papers. He has the certifications, but does not mean he has the quality of doing that work. And I'm speaking this. I can speak it as an academician, which I am as well, but I'm speaking it practically and as a minister of God. Possessing the quality of being able to do something is what qualification is. So if I am identifying people, I'm looking out for those. If you are identifying somebody for your work, that's what it is. And possessing the right competence, it's a combination of wisdom, understanding, and what? Knowledge. Let's go and read those portions together so that you may know and that you may not glorify Mwesigwa, because Mwesigwa is posho and beans. He will die someday. But you go back to the Word of God and see exactly what it is. Yeah, what was quoted is Exodus 32, but please make sure you even adjust your thing. Verse 31. It says, Then the Lord said to Moses, See, I have chosen Bezalel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. And you know, somebody is doing this business of genealogy, right? Yeah? Walk like Muganda, right? Like people say. And I have filled him with the what? The Spirit of God, with skill, ability, and knowledge in all kinds of work. Are you seeing that? And I have filled him with what? The Spirit of God, with skill, ability, and knowledge in all kinds of work, to make artistic designs for the work in gold and in silver and in bronze, and in trading goods from China to Uganda, and trading goods from beans from Kaberamaido to Kampala, and actually even to construct roads, to design software, and to make clothing from cotton. Are we reading the same thing? Who is doing that work? Who is giving that skill, that knowledge and understanding? The Spirit of God. So if I'm praying that may the Spirit of God rest upon you, I'm not merely just having some magical something to shake a little bit to prove you are in the presence of God. I'm actually saying you get equipped and skilled to do things so thoroughly well. And I'm not standing here because of any paper I have. I don't even have a single paper in talking about these things I'm talking about. But I have seen them very practically. I have lived them. I have applied them even in kiosks and even in multinational what? Organizations. I'm not talking about anything academic here. I'm speaking about real life matters. So I'm not standing here because of papers I have. I'm only standing here because of the matters of life, and especially of our families getting out of the quagmire of things, getting out of confusion, so that we may handle our families sound and proper in the way of God, on the standard of God, that God may be glorified at the end of it all, not Mwesigwa or anybody. That's why I have to humble myself to let you know. Don't look at me as someone coming from somewhere because of something, a certain book I read in the other thing on masters on what? No. I'm talking about things. Right? And recently I was participating in interviews and I asked someone a very good question, but a very hard one. And the comment the person made, yes, that guy in specs, he's rude. And I have to live with that. Did I tell you my middle name? What is my middle name? And I have to live with it. Yes. Are you ready to live with your cross? These things are not small. But are you seeing? The Spirit of God gives someone what? Skill. And what does he say in Acts 1:8? I will do what? You shall receive what? Power. Who is that power? The Spirit of God. And you shall be my witnesses where? In Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, to the ends of the world. Now, since what is your Jerusalem? Your Jerusalem is Uganda. Your Jerusalem is Kampala. From Uganda to East Africa to the ends of the world. So all we have to do is always wait for multinationals to come from America to Uganda. Can we have some multinationals coming from Uganda to America? Come on! Oh, sorry, I'm talking to people who are enslaved and bound. Oh, we talk about Silicon Valley and not Kawala Valley? Come on! Can someone do something? The world is waiting. Uganda is waiting for solution creators here. Can I have some solution creators here? And you don't have to be political to be solution. And I don't even have to bend and even lick anybody's boots to do anything. Not even Mr. Museveni's boot. Quote me. I don't. Why? Because I am totally free, and free indeed. So it is first and most important, if you are going to identify people to deploy, first and most importantly, do what? Are you seeing number 5 there? To first define the kind of skills suitable and fit for a job before fixing people in them. You hear that? Now, many times you have a job, but you're not clear what do you want that job to be. What kind of skills are fitting for that job? And when I say skills, now you understand what I mean. What do I mean? I mean, number 1, the right kind of what? Character, and the right kind of what? Competence for that particular job. If you manage resources very well, they become assets for you. They become assets for an individual. They become assets for a family. But if you don't manage them very well, they become a liability. In fact, if you have, let me give an example. If you have land and you don't manage it very well, it becomes a burden to you. If you have plenty of land, let me say you have bought it, and then you don't know how to manage it, and then you leave it for your children, what are their children going to do about that land? Are they going to destroy each other and even fight and even kill each other? But they are all your children. Has that happened in our midst? Today, brother and sister even don't look at each other. Even brother and brother don't look at each other. Even parent and their children don't look at each other because of how things are being managed. In fact, even husband and what? Wife. So these are things. We must learn how to manage them. It is part of the essence of being here. I have been around long enough where I've seen many couples are not standing together simply because of money issues. And 90% of their life is spent working to get money, to get things. And then when they get the things, they become an issue that destroys the family. So it's the very reason why we get down. We should not go to Makerere University to teach these things, to teach about economy. We should get to the family and learn economy from the family. When we pick it up from that angle, we are even helping these grandchildren of ours to learn how to manage themselves as well. So basically, It's part of the purpose. We are dealing with these principles because we want to see this wisdom enter into the family, and it becomes an everyday engagement in the family. The interaction, say, with an economy of a child should not be the first time he gets into that is economics in S5 or S6. It should be at home. We tend simple, everyday language for a child to learn economy every day. That is where it should become. Who of us has sat down and their father or their mother taught them how to handle economy matters? Or even, how to handle money. And that's why we are thrown into a jungle of money and we don't know how to manage it, and we destroy our lives because we got money.
Remember that you're engaged in a family sense gathering, which is dedicated to equipping every man, every woman, every husband, every wife with practical wisdom on family and marriage. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Who of us has sat down and their father or their mother taught them how to handle economy matters? Or even, how to handle money? And that's why we are thrown into a jungle of money and we don't know how to manage it, and we destroy our lives because we got money. Blame the people not. If you are given an opportunity to learn how to manage money and you learn it very well, you will keep it and utilize it very well. And that's why many of us are struggling today. We must learn these things. Father and mother, who is here, you are expected to take the responsibility of teaching an economy to every child you are responsible for. And the manual is straightforward and very clear. It's available to us. All you need is something like 30,000 to get a copy of the manual for yourself. And then the next investment is to invest time and energy to make sure you apply the manual. Everything on finance. Personally, I'm actually, part of the job I do is to do financial consultancy. And even for multinationals, I do that. Not because of my power of mind. I want to be humble enough to let you know. It is only I chose to humble myself before the Lord to teach me. And I've learned it straight from here. What people spend years and pounds even to learn and get certifications and yet fail to make sense of it. It's here. Amen. I have no other source I have used. Sometimes I've spoken about business and engaged with business consultants at the same time. And true, I'm not a terrible one. I'm very good. I know myself. If you don't know yourself, that's your problem. But I want to encourage you to know yourself. Altogether. I know myself. And even when I know myself, I can only know myself in the Lord. And the more I know myself, the more I really humble down and say, how gracious God is to us. How gracious He is to every human. And that He loves us so much that He gives us everything we need for life. It's we who ignore ourselves. And that's why sometimes God is very angry when people wail to Him. Instead of taking on the truth and choosing to live by it and to walk by it and see how gracious He is, how a blessing He is. He has given everything. So if you are here, you're not here by accident. You hear because God ordained it. And whatever you hear, it becomes a cross to you. It becomes a cross to you. What do you do with it? Because he who is entrusted with more shall be caned with more canes. Yes. So we recognize the need that we need helpers. And not just any what? Helper. Suitable helper. Please emphasize, underline, and bold, and make it larger, the word suitable. Not just any helper. We can't just play around with this. We've already seen that. And if we really are going to have a suitable helper, we need to identify people possessing the what? The skills needed for any work. And the issue is, it's not about now, because we can end up seemingly biased towards business creators. I am aware not everyone is designed and ordained to initiate business. Some will be staff elsewhere. Some will be employees elsewhere. And there is nothing wrong with being an employee anywhere. The world has deceived people that everyone can create a business. And true, anyone can create a business. Few can sustain it. And that's why, because they are not designed to start one, but you start it. It's okay, you can't start. You get the results, you be slapped in the face, you come back, you realize it's hot, and you are not fit for it. Go and get a job. Now, when you get a job, I still want to say, you must possess the skills for that job. Don't put yourself in a job where you don't have the skills for, just because you want to survive. You will just frustrate yourself. You will not do a good job. Altogether. If you find that you truly desire that job and you don't have the skills for it, okay, equip yourself. That's what we said, unfool yourself. And please don't pick on any job. You will destroy it. And then you will blame your boss for he's unserious. So who is unserious? You or your boss? Or both of you? And you see how employers are always complaining about what? Their employees. Employees are always complaining about their employers. So who is who? We have to solve that matter. For me, I'm not for confusion. So the confusion, let everyone be rightly placed. That is the right solution. Let everyone see how they fit into the equation. An employee needs an employer, and an employer needs the employee. It is a respect for one another. Appreciating that this person is such a useful person in this economy that I really find it can't function without this person. Altogether. That's the way. Even the energy I am speaking right up here, it is actually a big contribution of the energy which I'm using here even to speak unto you is actually contributed by my employee called Mrs. Mwesigwa. My suitable helper in the kingdom of Mwesigwa. You understand? Altogether. If she didn't cook, oh, you would see. I would not even be having energy to stand here. So I acknowledge the fact that we are working together here. As I stand here, you are just seeing my body. But inside there, the energy was from Mrs. Mwesikwa, cook food. Go and shop it, have things done, let utensils be washed up, let the shirt. You know this one? You think I washed it? If I began to say that I'm smart, and I'm just actually masquerading. Altogether. I'm ignoring the efforts of everyone involved in this shirt being cleaned. Altogether. And then Mrs. Mwesigwa has suitable what? Helpers. You can't iron those clothes. Now you can't get the soap and come here. All of those are suitable what? In the entire team of the kingdom of Mwesigwa. Yeah. Or Mwesigwa and the company and the family company. You understand? All those are suitable helper. You know it is, it was not good for a man to be what? I will make a helper suitable for him. Now we are always limited that is suitable for him to man sleeping with the woman. So marriage equals sex. Hello. I've attacked. People didn't expect that one. But I have fired a bullet. Have you heard that? And sometimes we limit marriage to just marriage equals what? Sex. Stupid. And I'm unashamed to say that. Are we together? It's more than that. The only way, so that means if I limit marriage to that, then that means I only see sex from Mrs. Mwesigwa, right? Yes? I stand here, I'm inconveniencing you and I'm aware of that one. And please, that's part of my DNA. I can't avoid that. And what happens? If I look at Mrs. Mwesigwa in that angle, only that angle, then I will look at every lady in that angle only. So each time I will look at every lady as a what? Sex object. And if there are not enough ladies, I will begin to look at even the men as what? The sex objects. Then Sodom will come in. Hello? Am I talking about the real world as it moves? And you think, you know how evil flourishes? You eliminate the truth. You distort the world. Someone becomes an animal. Like people have said that man is an animal. For me, I'm not one. Maybe you. Because I know the truth. And the moment you see yourself as an animal, what is going to happen? You behave like an animal. Like a cow and a bull. They just those things. Is that how we should be? Yeah, I'm back to deploying people. Yeah, of course, I also had to awaken people a little bit to let them know these are serious matters. So don't just pick anyone. And character, we've said that. And selection process, you are told, please, you identify a process of how you select what? People. We have seen define the skills needed for a job. And Mrs. Kayonda has so ably explained this to us. And if I am a nursery school teacher, or if I want to deploy a nursery school teacher, but there is another way. I might be a nursery school teacher, or desire to be a nursery school teacher, or just desire to be a teacher. I should assess the competence needed for a teacher, the competence needed the character needed for a teacher. And if I am not them, I train myself to become them. It works for the employee and it works for the employer. Now, the moment you get there, in fact, you can end up developing issues with your employer only because you are a fool in that job. And he will keep complaining. Equip yourself. Okay? Don't wait for your employer to equip you. Equip yourself. Be sound and thorough. Actually, make yourself employable. Get to know what the character of that job you are looking for is. Get to know the competence of that job you are looking for is. And measure yourself up. Look at yourself as you are. Not necessarily as what you want to be, but as you are. All together. See if you measure up for that work. If you don't measure up, train yourself to acquire the character. Train yourself to acquire the competence for that job you are looking for. Some interesting things. The Lord has just allowed me to get exposed to too many things. To the point sometimes I have to receive thousands of what? Of applications, not just merely for this small ministry we are dealing with. No, but elsewhere, somebody entrusts me with a job, say, to run a company, to manage one. And you place an advert, just one advert like this, and you need one person, and you are having hundreds of applications. And because you called them, you called for the applications, justice says you must go through each application. And that is too much. Now when you look through, you try to sieve, out of 800, none of them fits. That is it. That is it. Then say, okay, let's try this one here. You try him as you try me. The moment he fits, he gets into the pressure that is meant actually to characterize him. He feels it is too much, he runs away. Then after he had run away, then he calls, Mr. Mwesigwa, you were like a father to me, but now again I don't have a job. So why don't you have a job? Man, I've looked for jobs and I have not seen. Hey, what happened? The issue, why is he unjobbed? Why did he run away? He was being put into what? Into mold, so that he really does the work, so that he may be productive and be happy. Those with healthier attitudes, what have happened? They become better, they become better, they become better. And what happens according to Proverbs chapter 22 verse 29? What does it say? Proverbs 22 verse 29. Do you see a man skilled in his work? He will serve before people who possess authority. He will not serve before what? Obscure men, nothing men. Do you see a man skilled at what he does? Altogether. He will sit with business kings. He will sit with CEOs. He will sit with company owners and discuss. And they said, this guy is good at what they do. Altogether. If you like our friends here who are they are having their company. Yes, they go and sit and negotiate business with other company what? Owners. If you are poor at that skill, believe me, I sit with you once and then I realize these guys are just wasting my work. Then next time you want to an appointment, say, no, I'm too busy. We are too busy. We shall call you when we need your services. Hello? But you do something, you enter into a door and you are skilled. And then you know how to manage yourself. You don't get used to people. What does it mean getting used to people in Uganda? What is it? You don't kumanyira people. I don't kumanyira anybody. Even when I serve very well, I say, yes, my boss.
Family Sense is on a mission of teaching God's truth for reforming marriages and building families throughout the nation. Stability of our nation can only be realized with well-founded families and marriages. We therefore invite you to engage in Family Sense gatherings. Should you have any questions or need specific assistance, please feel free to contact us on 0772 518 554 or 0754 73 4738. You can also email us on noregrets@counselor.com. God bless you. We look forward to seeing you next time.